Hello everyone, I am SS the Showstopper and today is the 28th of August 2023. Now I see a news report that is circulating on social media and on major news outlets of the neighbors wanting a petition to be signed to have rapper Nicki Minaj and her husband removed from the community that she lives in because her husband is a registered sex offender. I think this came from the prank calls of persons, whoever it is, that were constantly making police reports of child abuse, and they found out that it was a fake caller or someone who was harassing them. So her neighborhood was exposed, and as such, the neighbors want her out of her LA mansion, out of her private gated community that she lives in. They are very much uncomfortable with a registered sex offender that's living in their community or in their neighborhood. Now, I don't know what are the details between Nicki Minaj and her husband, why she, being a famous rapper, had made a conscious decision to marry someone who was convicted of sexual offenses. Based on my knowledge of what I read, is that he didn't have money to hire a lawyer. It's a situation that was similar to rapper Tekashi, who caught a similar sexual assault case against, I think it was a minor or something like that. And you want to plead guilty because you don't have money to hire a lawyer. And should you plead not guilty and it goes to trial, you're looking at a very lengthy prison time. In the case, according to her and according to the news report, is that her husband, he was very young at the time and he wasn't able to afford a lawyer, so he basically pled guilty to avoid a lengthy prison time. Now, I don't know if this is true. The victim has come out and she has decided to do numerous interviews, I'm sorry, on the whole entire situation that took place many years ago. Can I blame her? Can I attack her? It has been years ago, more than 2 decades, I think, ago. Can I blame this young woman or can I attack her for it? No, I cannot. A victim of sexual assault, a victim of rape is serious business. So while I'm a fan of Nicki Minaj, while I do support her, I have to stand with the victim who was sexually assaulted. She has given, I'm sorry, interviews on it. She has spoken about the situation and stuff like that, and she has brought it to the limelight when Minaj had decided to not only marry but procreate with this man, Kenneth Petty. Nikki has also spoken out that this woman wanted money to be quiet from her. She refused to give her money, and because of such, the woman had decided that she's going to go on a world interview to speak on the situation and bring it to the limelight, which would help to destroy the reputation and the career of Nikki. No, my take on it is Nicki Minaj has come a very long way. She has been a successful in rap. She has been the number one female rapper based on her sales, her album sales, based on her performance, based on selling out tours, yada yada. She has come a far way and has cemented herself as a legendary and an iconic woman in the rap game. She's very beautiful. She's very attractive. She's also a trendsetter in her own rights. And she have also pioneered a lot of things that are taking place in terms of fashion, in terms of this whole entire high sex appeal and alluring imagery of women. So we can give her her flowers, we can commend her, we can give her the benefit that yes, she has cemented herself in the entertainment industry. Now, a woman who has come such a far way, I don't know what happened in the life of me why Nikki would choose to marry this individual, regardless of the fact that he declared that he was innocent during the entire ordeal. He decided to declare that he was framed. He was wrongfully accused by the victim, and that's not exactly what took place. At the end of the day, Nikki made a decision to marry this man for whatever reason. It's beyond me. Her brother is a convicted sexual offender who was sentenced to 25 years in prison. He was sentenced to 25 years in prison. And that was going to put a huge dump on Nikki's career because according to her, the victim family wanted some 20 million to make this thing go away or to settle it out of court. She refused to give them her money, and because of such, they pushed the case. According to her, they pushed it, and her brother was tried and convicted in a court of law and was sentenced to 25 years. Nikki ride the wave. Nikki overcome that obstacle. Nikki rode it out even when she was attacked for hiring a lawyer for her brother, etc., etc. She rode that wave. She stood firm. Her fans supported her all the way. Nikki went ahead and married a registered sex offender. Well, I'm not sure if he was registered yet because when he left the country, it was said that there was a warrant for him because he didn't register himself as a sex offender. No, looking into this situation, this is very dark. This is very serious. And I'm not sure what could possess Nikki to make such a decision. I understand she's a woman. She wanted a family. She wanted marriage before carriage and stuff like that. And she wanted to know that she would marry someone she can trust with her finances. She wanted to marry someone who she can have an understanding with, just in case there's a separation or there's a divorce or the husband mind might change and he wants to move on with her life. He doesn't run off with half of her wealth or 65 or 70% or running around to get child support from her. I understand all of that because you have to protect your assets. Um, as a successful individual, you have to protect what belongs to you, and you also want to know that you are a celebrated and a glorious wife. However, you can't want to be a wife to the point wherein you will marry someone of such character just to have a family. Just to have a family. I understand the situation. I understand her biological clock ticking and all of that. I understand because as the older woman gets, yes, she can get pregnant, but it becomes a high risk pregnancy. And Nikki was trying to avoid that, of which we all can understand. However, marrying someone who has that big, huge weight on their back carrying around someone as much as a sex offender is serious, serious, and a very grave move. I want to give my advice, but I'm scared because I don't want it to come as a damper on Nikki or feel like I'm attacking her. But had I been in her shoe, I certainly would not have made that decision. I don't care how much I want to be a mother. I would not make that decision because I want to get married. I would rather pay someone to marry me and get pregnant and I divorce them and we have an understanding. I give him some money, send him on his way rather than do all of that. However, let's say all things are equal and I made a decision like that. Once these things come popping up and I see the bad, I would give it a year or two or maybe three, and then I file for divorce because it's just not worth it. See now they're signing petition to get her out of the community because of her husband reputation and because of him being a sex offender and all of that. She can very well go to another neighborhood and it will be the same problem. Who's going to say that she won't have it? Who's going to say? And then it can go further. And one thing I always learned as a little girl growing up is wherever there is smoke, there is fire. Where there is smoke, she came down under heavy criticism because she made a decision to marry this man. She decided to stick out, hold out, and decided that she's going to go ahead and procreate and have a beautiful baby boy with him. However, it's getting worse. For the neighbors to come and decide that they want to sign a petition to remove her from the community is saying a great deal. I hope that Nikki sees this. I hope Nikki make a decision. I hope she and her husband come to a decision and realize that, listen, at the end of the day, your reputation is most important, your legacy is most important. All of that good stuff is most important. It's great to have a family. Family is paramount. I do agree. But the decision to marry someone who is a sex offender cannot be the way to go. I am sorry. I have to speak the truth. I have to speak the truth. Marrying someone who is a registered sex offender while you are this successful and this famous is a mighty, mighty career risk that you have decided to take, Nikki. And I hope and pray that you make a conscious decision. You have a meeting of the mind with your husband, with those persons who need powers that need to be, whether it be your attorney, a therapist, counselor, whoever the case may be, and come to an understanding where this thing can resolve either through parting ways with your husband and amicably and stuff like that, and just to salvage what's left of your career, what's left of your reputation, so you can have a beautiful ending. You can have a beautiful ending. But I don't think this is going to end well for you should you remain married to that man, unless you decide that you're going to resign, you're going to retire from rapping, and you're going to live a very quiet and peaceful life out of the spotlight. Because I'm sure you'll be venturing into other things, and there's interest of you wanting to venture in other things that would center around the media after rap. But that will always come forward, that will always put on the forefront. See, a lot of white people are sex offenders, and they're in entertainment, they're in entertainment, they're in show business. From the we have seen it from the Disney Marvel franchise. We have seen quite a few of them who are registered sex offenders, and they brought it to the limelight. And a lot of these guys had lost their job, they have lost their contract, a lot of things. But at the end of the day, they still do one and two production. They still have their name out there because what? They are white, they are Caucasian. Certain privileges that those people have, you simply don't have it based on your hue and being a melanated woman. You understand? So they will look past. There might be a one production company, a two production company, a one director or media host that will look past their thing and decide that they are going to put their talent before their reputation. Other persons, you might not be so lucky. Other persons might not be willing to give you that chance. So my advice to Miss Nicki Minaj, had I been in her show, I would think twice and come and meet with my husband and whoever it is that's in the picture and make a conscious decision as a way to move forward, to save my reputation, to save any future investment or endorsement, anything that I will receive in the future, and to salvage what's left of my image, my reputation, my character, and how it's reflected in the media. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. God bless you.